There's a question that sits at the heart of psychology. What does it actually mean to reach your potential? Most people spend their lives achieving things, ticking boxes, building careers, but fulfillment is something different. This video is brought to you by Spark Principles for Success. We believe that knowledge is not enough. It doesn't matter how much you know. If you don't have the traits to support your goal, you will not succeed. Today, we're looking at self-actualization, what it is, why it matters, and how you can actually work towards it. Self-actualization is a term first introduced by psychologist Abraham Maslow. You've probably seen his hierarchy of needs before. At the base of the hierarchy are essentials like food, shelter, and safety. As those needs are met, we move up through love, belonging, and self-esteem. At the top sits self-actualization. It's the point where a person lives authentically, expresses their full potential, and aligns their life with their true values. In simple terms, self-actualization means becoming who you are capable of being. It's the drive to grow, create, and contribute in ways that feel meaningful. It's not about perfection, and it's not a final destination. It's an ongoing journey of development and alignment between your inner self and your outer life. Let's look at that pyramid properly, because understanding where you are on it helps you recognize what needs your attention. Physiological needs sit at the bottom as the foundation: food, water, rest, shelter, physical health, the essentials that keep you alive and functioning. When these are met, your body has the stability and energy to focus beyond survival. When they're not, everything else becomes harder to sustain. Above that sits safety, financial stability, predictable routines, emotional security, control over your environment. Safety allows your mind to relax and plan ahead rather than staying in survival mode. The next layer is love and belonging. Humans are social beings. We need friendship, love, and community to feel supported and valued. Emotional bonds, trust, and belonging live here. When we feel connected, we're more resilient and open to growth. When we feel isolated, motivation and confidence fade. Above that is esteem, which in other words means regard from others. This level is where we seek worth and achievement. We want to feel capable, recognized, and respected. That regard gives us confidence and self-belief. It moves us from getting by to feeling purposeful. Then comes self-actualization. Personal development becomes a priority here. Realizing your potential, expressing your creativity, living in alignment with your values. Self-actualization is not perfection. It's the ongoing process of becoming the truest version of yourself. Maslow later added one more level at the top: self-transcendence. This is where we go beyond personal success to contribute to something greater. Compassion, service, spiritual connection, a deep appreciation of life itself. Fulfillment becomes meaning. The focus shifts from me to we. What does self-actualization look like in real life? It looks different for everyone. For one person, it might mean building a business that reflects their values. For another, it could be raising a family with intention and care. It could even mean expressing creativity through music, mentoring others, or simply living each day with more authenticity and purpose. Consider a teacher who continually finds new ways to inspire students and make learning joyful. Or a craftsperson who takes pride in their work, perfecting their skills year after year. A nurse who finds fulfillment in helping others heal and grow stronger. A parent who strives to model resilience, kindness, and curiosity for their children. Self-actualization isn't measured by status or money. It's measured by meaning. When you feel that what you do reflects who you are, that's when you know you're on the right path. So how can we use the Spark Principles framework to support self-actualization? We break personal growth into 5 key areas: skills, personality, attitude, resilience, and knowledge. Together, these form the foundation of who we are and how we grow. When you develop these areas in harmony, self-actualization emerges naturally. All progress begins with self-awareness. It is the foundation of growth and fulfillment, because you cannot build a meaningful life without understanding who you are. Self-awareness helps you recognize your values, strengths, blind spots, and motivations. It allows you to see the patterns that shape your decisions and the emotions that drive your reactions. Without it, you might spend years pursuing goals that look successful from the outside but feel hollow within. With it, you can choose paths that truly fit you, creating a life that feels authentic rather than performative. Curiosity is the spark that keeps self-actualized people alive and engaged with the world. It is more than just a desire for information. It is a mindset of openness and wonder. Curious people question assumptions, explore possibilities, and remain flexible in their thinking. They do not view learning as something to finish, but as a way of being. Curiosity keeps your world expanding, helps you adapt to change, and allows you to see potential where others see limits. It fuels creativity, discovery, and the kind of learning that leads to wisdom rather than just knowledge. Discipline gives structure to growth. It is the quiet force that turns inspiration into action and dreams into progress. While motivation can come and go, discipline anchors you to your purpose. It helps you stay consistent with your values, routines, and commitments, even when life gets challenging. Discipline is not about self-punishment, it's about self-respect. When you honor your intentions with action, you build trust in yourself. Over time, that self-trust becomes the confidence that you can handle whatever comes next. Authenticity is at the core of self-actualization. It is the courage to live truthfully, to show up as who you really are rather than who you think you should be. Authentic people don't need to chase validation because they're grounded in their own values and self-worth. This doesn't mean being unfiltered or rebellious for the sake of it. It means aligning your outer life with your inner truth. Authenticity frees up the energy that is often wasted on pretense and allows you to connect with others in deeper, more genuine ways. Purpose gives meaning to growth. It is not necessarily about grand gestures or lifelong missions. Often it is found in the small, consistent ways you contribute to the world around you. Purpose helps you see how your strengths and passions can make a difference, whether that is through your work, your relationships, or your creativity. When you act with purpose, your daily choices gain clarity and weight. It gives direction when things feel uncertain and resilience when challenges arise. Purpose-driven people do not need to have all the answers. They just need to know why they are showing up. Acceptance is often the most overlooked yet powerful trait in reaching self-actualization. It is the ability to be at peace with where you are while still being open to growth. Acceptance means recognizing that imperfection is part of being human and that your worth does not depend on constant improvement. It helps you release the pressure to always achieve and instead focus on being present. Through acceptance, you can meet your needs, emotional, physical, or spiritual, without guilt or comparison. Paradoxically, when you stop fighting where you are, you create the space to grow naturally. Each of these traits can be learned and strengthened. You don't have to transform overnight. By focusing on one trait at a time, you create steady progress that compounds over time. Maslow's hierarchy of needs and spark principles share a similar idea at their core. Both recognize that growth has to be built on a foundation. You cannot reach your potential by skipping steps. Just as you cannot focus on creativity or contribution if your basic needs are unmet, you also cannot master the higher traits of success if the fundamental ones haven't been developed first. Maslow's model explains how we move from survival towards fulfillment. Spark Principles provides the roadmap for how we do it, by developing the personal traits that make each stage possible. In Spark Principles, growth is built around 5 pillars: skills, personality, attitude, resilience, and knowledge. Together, these form the foundation of every goal. Just as a person cannot climb Maslow's pyramid successfully without stability and safety, success in any area of life depends on having certain traits firmly in place before others can flourish. Discipline, consistency, and accountability support the physiological and safety layers. These traits create the routines, structure, and self-care habits that make you feel secure and capable. Empathy, communication, and connection nurture the belonging layer, building the relationships that help you grow beyond yourself. Confidence, self-efficacy, and self-awareness strengthen esteem, helping you trust your own abilities and maintain healthy boundaries. Curiosity, purpose, and authenticity drive self-actualization, turning your values into action and giving your life direction. Finally, compassion, humility, and gratitude open the door to self-transcendence, which is the point where growth becomes about contribution rather than recognition. In both systems, the idea is the same. Progress is layered. When you try to build higher without a strong base, things start to wobble. But when your traits and needs are both supported from the ground up, you create sustainable growth, not just success, but fulfillment. That's why we focus on unlocking potential one trait at a time through SPARK principles. Each trait you strengthen becomes a building block in your personal hierarchy, supporting the next stage of your development until you reach a level of self-actualization that feels both stable and deeply authentic. You don't need to meditate on a mountain or quit your job to become self-actualized. You can start where you are. The key is to treat personal growth as a daily practice, not an occasional event. Focus on one trait at a time. Instead of trying to change everything at once, choose one trait to develop each month. For example, start with self-awareness by keeping a daily reflection journal, or strengthen discipline by setting one small daily goal and sticking to it. Reflect on your choices. Take time each week to consider whether your actions align with your values. Ask yourself, am I being true to myself? Does this choice move me towards the person I want to be? Challenge your comfort zones. Growth rarely happens in comfort. Whether it's speaking up more, learning a new skill, or changing a routine, stepping outside what feels safe helps you grow into new levels of potential. Keep learning. Knowledge is one of the 5 pillars of growth. Read, listen, watch, or experience something new every day. The more you expose yourself to ideas and perspectives, the more connected you become to the world and your place within it. Measure your progress. Track your growth through reflection, journaling, or quizzes that help you see how far you've come. Progress builds motivation, and motivation fuels further growth. Working towards self-actualization transforms how you experience life. It improves well-being, strengthens relationships, and creates a sense of peace and purpose that success alone cannot provide. You become more confident, compassionate, and capable of contributing meaningfully to the world around you. When you're in this state of growth, challenges become opportunities rather than obstacles. Instead of asking, "What do I get from this?" you start asking, "Who do I become through this?" That shift in mindset is where fulfillment begins. Self-actualization isn't something you achieve once and for all. It's a lifelong process of evolving, learning, and aligning who you are with what you do. Through SPARK principles, we make that process practical, measurable, and personal. Self-actualization isn't about reaching a finish line. It's about growing into the person you're meant to be and living a life that reflects your deepest values. You can start that journey today by focusing on the small, daily actions that build your traits and strengthen your character. Every step you take towards greater self-awareness, purpose, and authenticity brings you closer to your potential. Lasting growth doesn't come from quick fixes. It comes from building traits that compound over time. With the Spark Principles Trait Mastery subscription, you'll follow a framework that makes self-improvement simple, practical, and sustainable. You'll receive clear guidance, practical exercises, and engaging quizzes that make personal growth achievable. The link is in the description, along with a link to our quiz, Are All Your Needs Being Met? Let me know in the comments what you want to achieve. Thanks for listening. If you've enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Please like and subscribe to help us keep bringing you videos that help you unlock your potential one trait at a time.